This is a training video for the St. Stanislaus Church website in WordPress. So first we're going to take a look at the front page of the site, and we're gonna look at several things, editing the home page and then all of the interior pages. And so to get started, I'm going to hop over to this second tab here, which is the back side of the website. And you're going to want to go to this address, church.ststanislaus.net/WP-admin. That address may change in the future. Occasionally they have to change. If they do, we will let you know. But that is the address to log in. And obviously, if you were changing the school website, you would just insert the word school.ststanislaus instead of church. So I've put in my username and my password. You'll get yours on your red sheet, and you can feel free to check the little box to remember it. It will probably have a very long password, very complicated. Leave it long and complicated. That keeps your site secure. All right, so once we log in, you can see the back side of the site. This is the dashboard. Not a whole lot here to show you, other than there are always someone trying to break into a website, and you'll see some of that information here. But we have a security running that blocks all of that and keeps everything safe and secure. And other than that, maybe the forms down here, there are 23 people who have filled out the contact form. It shows on here that they're unread because no one's been reading them from the back side, but those are getting emailed to you as well. And then what we're going to do today is usually look at the pages. So I'll click here on pages. These are all the pages within the website. And you'll see there's a long list here, but there's actually 4 lists. So if I go to page 2, here's more. There are a lot of pages on this website. Actually, it's a pretty large site. Sometimes it's easiest though, if you sort them. For instance, if I go back to the top and I've been working on a particular page, I can just click date here and it will put them in order of date, of when they were published. So if it's something you were recently working on, you might want to do that just so that you can see, like this is the oldest page. If I click it again, this is the newest page on the website. I can also just type in the page I'm looking for. For instance, we're going to start with the home page. So I'll type in home, and here it is. So we'll click on that, open it up. Once you get into the actual page itself, you'll see something that looks like this. At the top is the title of the page, and then you see these page groups. A little confusing to look at at first, but you'll get used to it. On the home page, there is a slider and then intro text. So these boxes have just been named so you sort of know what's in here. So if we open this up, you'll see code. You don't have to touch it or mess with it at all. That code tells it to put this slider in there that we can put multiple images in, and we can talk through that, or we can help you out with any of those. Right now it only has 1 image in it, I believe, so I think it's just staying steady. But then the next box says intro. If I click that open, this will look more familiar. There's a headline, text, and the phone number and things, which you see right here. So that's all of that information. You could easily go in and change anything you wanted to change here, make edits as needed, and there's some kind of basic editing tools here: bold, italics, bullet list, alignment, sort of like you'd see in Word. And then if you don't see everything that I see, be sure to click this toolbar toggle. When you click that, it gives you the rest of the options. Sometimes it's closed for some reason. So the other thing I want to show you is that there are different types of text within a site. And we've sort of predefined all of those. You can adjust them by hand, but it's good to use these predefined style sheets. Heading 1 is your largest and biggest heading. So that would be this one. This big St. Stan that's in here right now would be the largest, biggest text. And then if you're just using regular type, it's paragraph. If it's just the type in the middle of the page, which actually isn't even this is sort of larger type 2 that's on the home page. But on most pages, you're going to have a paragraph style. That's just sort of a normal size, normal font in black. It's easy to read. You can edit them here like you could in Word, and change a font and change a type size, but we've limited it so that you only have these 3 to choose from, because those are the ones that are used throughout the site. And there's also, under formats, there's some kind of predefined formatting. For instance, if I wanted to add here a button in the middle of the page, I would change this format to button, and then after I publish this page and look at it, that would appear as a button because that's formatted. A button actually with white text. We have both of those things selected right now. There's large text, small text, and multi-column also built in there. So if you wanted a 2-column format, you could highlight your text and choose that, and it will automatically become 2 columns. Some pretty handy formatting sort of already predefined in there for you. And we try to keep those very succinct throughout the site so everything matches and looks good. After you make the change that you want to make to the text or images or whatever, hit this blue update button, and that will update the site, make the change that you want, and it will publish it live. So just keep in mind whenever you hit update, that's like saving and publishing. If you don't hit that, your changes will not be saved. There's also some other things, like you'll see here that the page width is 700 pixels. Most of these you will not ever have to change, but just so that you kind of know what's going on there, this box is 700 pixels wide right here. It's not the full width of the page, it's just sort of floating in the middle, just 700 pixels. So there's a few other settings in here too. We can change background colors and textures. Like there's a blue textured background on some of the pages, and you can hit yes or no to that. Spacing, advanced animation, you probably won't need those as much, but they are in there if you end up needing them. I'm not going to save this page because I've added that button and we don't need that, but I'm going to go back to pages again, and we'll choose another page. Let's open up the baby shower page. Oh, looks like that one's blank so far, so moving on. Stations of the Cross. Okay, here we go. This one has a standard page section in it, and if I open that up with the little triangle off to the side, I see the text that's on the page. I can also hit preview if I want and view the front side of this page. You could go to the website and look it up there, but if I hit preview, now I see exactly what this page looks like. So back on this tab on the back side, I'm going to add a PDF to this page temporarily. And so we'll go ahead and hit add media, and that takes us to our media library. Media library is where all of your PDFs and your graphics are stored. And if I scroll through here, you'll recognize that there's lots and lots of graphics. In fact, there's so many that you have to keep hitting load more to view all of them. There's a lot of graphics and PDFs in this site. Now, it may be that they are already uploaded and ready to drop in, but you may have to upload your own new PDF for the case of like a bulletin. So I would hit upload files, and you can either grab the file off your desktop and just drop it right here, or you can hit select files and then choose the one that you want. So once you do that, it will upload and it will place it right here in the media library at the top. The newest ones go to the top. So if I were to go ahead and select temporarily this PDF, the title of the PDF is going to be right here. So this is kind of important because whatever it says right here is what's going to show up on your web page. It's going to drop this as a link onto your web page. So title of this particular document is May 1, 2022 Bulletin. And so if I go ahead and say insert into page, you'll see, sure enough, it gave me a link that says May 1, 2022 Bulletin. And I can hit update. Thinks about it for a little while. And then I'm going to hit preview. And now you see there is a blue link. If I click on it, it takes me right to that PDF. Now, obviously, this is not the right one for that page. So if I want to remove it, I go back in, highlight it, hit delete, hit update, and let me go ahead and preview that, and it's gone. So that's an easy way to add in PDFs onto any page by choosing the page, opening up the section, put your cursor right where you want it, then hit Add Media, which could be images or PDFs, either one. You could choose one of these images instead. Drop in the PDF, make sure the title is named how you want the link to appear. And you can change this to be anything you want it to be, but that's how it's going to appear on your page. And then hit Insert into Page, and it will show up right there wherever your cursor was. So I'm going to close out of this page without making any changes there. The last thing that I want to show you is how to edit the navigation at the top. This navigation right here. It's really pretty simple. If you go over to the left navigation here and you see Appearance and Menus. Okay, within there you get this list that you'll see. These gray boxes are all the items that are currently in the navigation. They're just going down instead of across. So we have Home, About, New Members, Liturgy and Sacraments, and so forth, all the way down. Then you'll see a bunch of other boxes underneath them. These are the sub-items underneath these main pages. So these are all sub-items, and they are like tabbed in, bumped in. That means that they're the drop-downs. So underneath Home, we see we have 5 drop-downs. And on the back side, sure enough, here's these 5 drop-downs. This is actually pretty easy to use. So if you had created a new page, it would show up right over here. So you could check box that and add it to the menu, and never fear, it doesn't look like it added it, but it's because it always goes to the very bottom. It'll add it to the very bottom, and then you can start pulling it into whichever spot you want. If I wanted it to be a sub-item of resources, I just drag it up there, wherever you want it. And make sure it's at the same level as the other items you want it to be. For instance, if I pull this over here one more bump, it's going to be a sub-item of a sub-item. That's pretty confusing. I don't recommend that. You really just want it to be another sub-item under the header. And then if you want to delete it, just pull this little arrow down and hit Remove, and it goes away. After you get done, you have to hit Save Menu for the changes to take effect. They will not take effect until you hit the blue Save Menu button. And you'll see that all of the pages are over here. These are the most recent, or you can go to View All, and this is every page in the website, and you can easily add those on. You can actually also add custom links, like let's say you want to add a page from someone else's website, or some third-party vendor or something that you want to include. You can type in their URL or paste in their URL and then give it a name, like school supplies or something like that that maybe are sold by a third-party vendor. Then you could hit Add to Menu, and it would pop up over here, even though it's not technically on your website. So that's another way to add things to your menu with a custom link. Just remember that after you get done with that, you want to be sure that you hit Save Menu, and that's how you edit the main navigation. One more thing I should mention under Pages. If you need to create a new page, back up here under Pages, there's the listing, of course, of all the pages, but there's also at the very top, Add New. And when you do that, it will pop up, open a brand new blank page, which you'll need to give a title to. And the title is exactly what appears on the page at the top. So it's important that it's sort of clean and simple. And then from there, you can hit Add Content, and you can either copy a layout or paste a layout, but what we're going to do is probably just do a standard page section. And as you can see, that gives you that box like we were editing before, where it's just literally a box that you can start typing text into, or you can add media into, whatever you choose. Over here on the side, if I scroll all the way down, you'll see at the very bottom there is Featured Image. This is the image that appears at the top of the page. For instance, this page has the altar photo at the top. So that is the featured image, and you have to scroll down in this little sidebar all the way down to the bottom to get it, and then hit Set Featured Image, And again, you see that it pops up your media library. It's showing you only your images now. Before it was showing you images and PDFs. But I could choose an image and set the featured image there, and that image will appear at the very top of the new page that I'm creating. After you insert your text, type, format, however you want to, and as you can see, this is just basic paragraph font, as opposed to some of the other ones that are larger, bolder. But if we just choose regular paragraph font, and then you just to publish it and make it live, scroll back up here to the top in this little left bar. See, this bar goes up and down, so that's a little bit confusing. But scroll back up to the top and you'll see the publish button, the blue publish button. You hit that and the page will be live. Now keep in mind, it's not in the menu until you go to Appearance and Menu and you add it in. So you'll have to add it to the menu, or probably no one will be able to find it. It will just sort of randomly be on the website. Sometimes you may want pages like that no one knows where to find, but maybe you're sending an email out that directs them to that page, or it's a hidden page of sort that maybe not everyone should see. So until you put it into the menu, it doesn't go there automatically. You have to go to Appearance and Menu to add it into your navigation. That's about it for basic WordPress editing. If you have any questions at all, feel free to contact Tisha or Stacy at Firehouse. Thanks.